Good evening, lovely ladies and gentlemen. So we have got big news, which is that Reform are about to overtake the Conservative Party on their membership count. This is pretty historic, if you ask me. You know, this party that has just come from the ground, tiny party. Even at the time of the general election, sure, they picked up 5 seats. I think everyone was thinking, you know, unless we by some miracle get a PR system, this party, it's always going to be a small little minority party, just picking up a few seats here and there. But now they are getting closer and closer to becoming the official opposition to the Labour Party. At the time of filming this, we are now at less than 10,000 members away from overtaking the Conservative Party. And after they put up this live tracker yesterday, people have been signing up in absolute droves. There's been a huge rise in numbers since this went up just yesterday. And also that's going to be great money coming in for the party. They're getting more and more funding, more and more wealthy people on side, but also it's those little 25 quids from every single member that all adds up and helps them to fund their mission to get Nigel into number 10 by 2029. This is what Nigel had to say on his Twitter. He put out this video.
If you go to reformparty.uk, you will now see a live tracker for our membership number. You saw it was 100,000 members a couple of weeks ago. As of 5 o'clock Sunday, we'll track daily what our membership numbers are. You'll see in live time as they go up. The Conservative Party sent out 131,000 ballot papers for their recent leadership election. I reckon we're going to go through that pretty soon.
So there we go, there's Nigel announcing the tracker going up. So the tracker went up at just 5 o'clock yesterday and already it has been zooming and so many people are signing up. I think everyone's pretty excited about them overtaking the Tory party. I'm sure Kemi Badenoch is pretty terrified, probably watching that tracker pretty closely. Let me know in the comments. We're live so we can have a look at some of your comments. Let me know, put your bets on when are they going to overtake the Tories. I don't think it's going to be today. We seem to be going up. It's probably going to be sort of a few thousand a day, and we'll have a look at how quickly it's going up at the moment in just a second. But let me know in the comments, what day do you think that we are going to pass? Will it be past the Tories? Will it be by Christmas? Will it be by New Year's? When is it going to be? So let's have a look at what some of the Reform Party also had to say on Twitter. So Lee Anderson tweeted 8 hours ago saying, since Reform launched their membership count at 5 p.m. yesterday, over 1,000 people have joined. Come and join the People's Army. And then a more recent update from Zia Yusuf, chairman of the party, 2 hours ago, said another 1,000 patriots have joined Reform in the last 7 hours. And to just put that into perspective, ladies and gentlemen, 1,000 members, everyone pays 25 quid. I know they've now got a cheaper 10 quid under 25 membership, but let's presume everyone pays 25 quid. That is 25 grand. Every 1,000 members, that's another 25 grand. Think how many leaflets that's going to fund to help them campaign. That's absolutely fantastic. So, and just before we take a little look at your comments, I did see this meme put up, which I thought was quite funny. It's by the Reform Party UK exposed Twitter account, which I'm sure is not of the same viewpoint as ours, but I did think this was quite funny. This little kid opening his certificate of membership, crying his eyes out for his Christmas present. I think that my 15th birthday present from my brother was a Conservative Party membership. I actually still have my Conservative Party membership. I haven't ripped it up yet, just in case, it means that I get to go to some cool party or something, or, just in case Reform doesn't work out, I've still got it. But I certainly am a signed up and paid for Reform member, so I thought that was quite funny. But yeah, amazing times for the Reform Party. Good news just seems to keep coming their way. They've just had that fantastic meeting with Elon Musk. We don't have exact confirmation of exactly if and how much money Elon is going to donate, but I think it seemed quite clear that was a very positive meeting. And they've got Nick Candy as the treasurer. He was a huge donor to the Tory party, okay, because we've got to think about, not just membership numbers, we've got to think about money here, okay? So not only are the Reform Party getting money from more and more people signing up as members, but you've got donors who were funding the Tory party in their campaigning now moving over and funding the Reform Party instead. Nick Candy, he is worth 2 billion quid, by the way, and he is now not only helping fund the Reform Party, he's going to be donating to them too, but he's the treasurer calling up all of his other rich mates, convincing them to jump ship from the Tory party and give their money to Reform instead. The Tory party, I think you may find by the 2029 general election that Kemi Badenoch has got no money in the purse to pay for the leaflets and to pay for the campaigning. Money matters in elections. You need money to print and send all of those leaflets. You need money for, your social media campaign. You need money for all of the campaigning. And if you don't have it, you're pretty screwed, to be honest. So, yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at some of your comments. Thank you all very, very much for tuning in. So let's see So Peter says, I'm a member and always will be now. No going back to the uni party. Yep, I think most of us have just pretty much had enough. And, 14 years they had to turn it around. We know that no party is perfect and, they might all not get off the starting blocks perfectly, but even when it got close to that general election, you would have thought that the fear would have kicked in close to the general election in June and thought they'd start putting their act together, but they just didn't. So, like you, Peter, I've given up. I have absolutely given up. I know there are some people still holding out hope for Kemi Badenoch, but the thing is, even if Kemi Badenoch is good, how is she, if she were to get into power, how is she going to convince all of the other 122 MPs in the Tory party to vote for her on her policies? You'll have a bunch of wetters in there who are basically left-wing saying, no, we're not backing you, Kemi. So, I don't think that she would be able to be successful if she were our Prime Minister tomorrow. Let's see what else we've got. So Kenny says, Merry Christmas all. Yes, Merry Christmas, everybody. It's 23rd of December now. 2 more sleeps, as they say. So hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And let's hope that our Christmas present, or at least by the end of the year, is the Reform Party overtaking the Conservatives on the membership. Paul says the Conservatives are toast. Absolutely. Well said, Paul. We've had 2 big polls just come out recently, both putting the Reform Party as second in the polls. One of them second to Labour, one of them second to the Conservatives. But the one where they were second to the Conservatives, I think it was 25% Conservatives, 24% Reform. So closing in pretty quickly. So I don't think it's just going to be on membership, but I think you're soon going to see consistent polls all putting the Reform Party above the Conservatives. How that translates into seats, though, in a first past the post system, little more complicated, probably a lot more work to be done there. But, bear in mind that Reform, they were second to Labour at this general election. Before we've had a heck of a lot of growth after the general election. But at the time of the general election, they were second to Labour, and I think it was 99 seats, 90-something seats, nearly 100. So, yeah. Barb says, my grandson told my son to buy me membership for Christmas, so I'm now a fully paid up member. First ever political party membership at 70. Oh, wow. Well, welcome to the party, Barb, and I'm glad to hear that you're not crying like that kid in the meme about having that as your Christmas present this year. Lance has been a member from the start, well worth the 25 quid. Peter thinks within the next 2 weeks they will definitely pass the Tories. I think it could be less than 2 weeks. I think that you'll probably see maybe within the next 5 to 7 days, maybe 10 max, absolute maximum. But I'm hopeful that we'll get, if we can get there by 31st of December, before midnight, before 2025. I think that would be quite nice. Go into the new year ahead of the Tories, huh? Let's see what else we've got. The Zama will be gone by April. That's another nickname that I haven't seen yet. Well done. Anthony, brilliant news. Nigel will be our next Prime Minister at last. Common sense will prevail. I reckon reform will overtake Tories in February 25. It's not going to take until February for that tracker to go past 131,000. Come on, we're on 122,000 now. Going up, we saw 1,000 people in 7 hours. Now, I know that may sort of tail off and it may not go up at that rate indefinitely, but it's not going to take until February. Be a bit more optimistic, just as optimistic as you are about Nigel becoming Prime Minister, Anthony. And Rock and Stuff says the Tories are so quiet. Reform are the only people taking Labour to task. Absolutely, there are only 5 MPs from Reform versus 122 for the Tories in the House of Commons, but Reform are doing the entire job of being the opposition to Labour. They are the ones going in there, putting their hands up, constantly asking brilliant questions that hold Labour to account. Kemi's kind of fiery at PMQs, more than Jenrick probably would have been, but I just don't see them as being as good of an opposition at the moment as the Reform Party with only 5 MPs. So Paul has left a comment about the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission are trying to close down Elon Musk from donating to the Reform Party. Yes, potentially. They'll probably do everything that they can to pass a law to stop him from donating, or to stop him from donating a big sum at least. They probably won't be able to stop him from donating completely. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they get away with it. I think Labour will look pretty hypocritical if they try to make that happen. And the Electoral Commission, people will probably denounce it as very biased. I mean, it already is very biased and people know that, but even more so. Let's see anyone else before we end the stream for today. We're going to end with Peter's comment. It will make a perfect Christmas present to overtake the Tories before the new year. Absolutely, it will be. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you press the notification bell on the channel so you don't miss out on any more of these live streams. We'll see you all very soon.
Still watching? Well, I've got a quick ask for you. Recent UK, we're fighting the woke brigade and inspiring young Brits, but we need your help to go bigger. We're hosting a fundraiser and would love you to sign up and share the link on the big day. It's easy, it makes a massive impact, and there are prizes for top fundraisers. Click the Google form in the description to join us. Cheers very much. Let's keep going together.